So we're all fallow in this third farm last year. We're all fallow in this farm next year, and we are all fallow in this farm this year. So last year, next year, this year. So another slot for this fourth farm to have a fallow year, and we'll have 3 farms up and running instead of 2, so that'll be really exciting. Now let's see how... oh, let's go on full speed ahead. I did actually keep the fishermen employed over the winter by accident, so we could have had a few more workers, but you know, when you're talking and playing, you can miss the odd thing. But we'll see if we can keep on top of everything else. Delivering some materials to this building site, so we're getting that farm underway, and I wonder if we put a load more builders on, if we can get that up and running for this season. You never know, because it's February now. We've got 95 people in our village with 10 women looking for work. Cool. Could employ some more people at the warehouses just while we're in the winter season. We've got full forestry. I wonder if we've got, yeah, only 54 wood in stock. 500 firewood in stock though, so we don't really need anyone in this warehouse, but we could get loads of people in this warehouse just to try and get loads of wood in. And we've got full foresters, so with any luck... oh wow, look, we're going into the new season already, so we're fallow in that farm, go full workers on this farm, and we'll go full workers on this farm. Got a labourer already on that one. So we've got 2 farms active out of the 3. Next year I think we'll probably end up with 3 farms active out of the 4. So that will spell an increase in our production. And actually at the moment, yeah, we are missing a manager, so let's unhire a few builders. Let's see if we can maintain the extra builder there, 3 builders, just to get that farm done. We're in March. Might be looking at getting that properly up and running next year, but we might be able to squeeze a small crop in this year just to get it going, which is always nice to do. We've got our cow shed, so let's put a pasture in front of the cow shed, and we may be able to move over a couple of cows just to get it going. So we've got, yeah, 20 cows there already and 1.9 milk waiting, so we're producing more milk than we ever have. Let's get a cow and a bull over there so they can start reproducing, and it frees up this first one, brings it just down from capacity, so we've got 18 there now, 20 here as well, so we can free up a bit of capacity there. A cow and a bull again, so we're freeing up capacity in that second one, so we've just got 18 in our first 2, 19 in the third one, so we'll get a bull, we'll do our oldest bull and one of our oldest cows as well, so we'll have 17 in that third one and then 4 here, so we've started it off. Got a trader, so they're demanding sunflower oil, sallow and iron ore, and offering live chicken, hemp, wheat and honey. Well, we'll certainly see if we can sell some sunflower oil. Hopefully we've got some. Oh no, we've sold it all. Oh well, that's equally as good anyway. Well, I don't think we've got anything to do with them. Maybe we could buy some honey. Yeah, we've got so much money we can buy some honey. Let's do that. We'll buy 5 lots of honey, and we can put that on in one of our market stalls. And we've got 8 salt and 8 lime, so we've got plenty enough for our tanning process. We do have a worker there. Nearly produced a batch there, so our shoemaker can get working straight away. We've got lots of people in all of our trades, so actually when we come to harvesting all the crops here, yeah, they're just sort of ploughing and planting at the moment. When it comes to harvesting, we can certainly bump them over a few more workers. 19 cows, 18, 17. Let's put one more over to our new shed, so we've got 18, 18 and 18, and in our new shed we've got 6. Okay, fantastic. We're just going to end up with so many cows. We're going to be like the cow powerhouse, and we're going to be producing so many shoes. We're going to be incredibly rich. We'll be able to buy whatever we want from any trader that comes in. So that'll be a nice situation to get into. Still looking good with these pigs. We did struggle for a little while, and they're eating a huge amount of food. Look, yearly we're up to suggesting there's 35, 26, 35 and 18 there. I don't know if that's just building and that's a bit of a bug as well in those figures, because I don't even know if we produce that much food yearly. And for the chickens it's saying 10, 10 and 7 for the food, so 27 food and 50 water. And nearly done on the tanning process. How many hides have we got? We've got 0.5 beef, and we've got 3 hides, so we can probably increase our batch size to 3 at the very least. Oh, we've finished our farm. We're in April, so we might have a bit of time to... Let's order a cart. Let's add in a couple of quick fields. See if we can get them planted with something. Hire a worker and a manager. Get another couple of fields planted. 2 fields. Right, let's just activate a couple of fields, and they're doing wheat. I'll just build another field here, just so we're getting it down, and then we'll concentrate on building the rest of the fields and having them fully stocked for next year. So we're getting on to our full rotation of 4 farms in our much bigger city. We're committing to more builders, so we've got 3 at the moment, just trying to drive through our building regime so we can make this a much bigger city and see how far we can push production levels. Just having a look here, so we've ordered a cart, but we do need to make a couple of oxen. So we could do that here. There's an ox there we could make, or we could do this bull that's 7 years old. That's an old bull. I don't know how long the bulls and the cows live for, you know. We'll do 1 there and 1 over here, just so we don't take too many bulls from 1 cowshed. And looking fantastic with some of our animal production. And we're going to be slaughtering some cows here before long. 3 hides already, and we're certainly getting through the pigs as well. Remember, we reduced the maximum number down to 15 because we were just getting through so much food and water. And look, we were on 9 water and now on 6 water at the pigsty. So we've got to really watch that. That's we could even bring the livestock limit down a bit to cope even better. Yeah, we're on full hire. It's just the when the farms take away from the labour, we'll put a couple of workers on there. It doesn't matter if we get those fields planted or not. It's just a case of trying to get it up and running, get them financial help. So we've got our 2 main farms, and it looks like they're mostly planted, although that last field there being planted. Oh, and a few more fields here being planted. Probably need to... Oh, here we go. Hire all our fishermen, hire a boat worker, and we'll probably need to reduce the number of workers. Yeah, get rid of some workers from the granary. Oil workshop can stop for now because I think we've run out of sunflower. Oh look, we're filling up shoes, 1.9, 2 shoes, so we must have just finished a tanning process and then taken them straight to the shoemaker. Yep, there we go, shoemaker making one pair of shoes out of leather. So we're... Oh, an ox died of thirst. Whoa, where was that? Over here. Okay, we didn't click the supply button for oxen. That's a bit of a mistake, but our carpenter had made a plough already, which is interesting. So we'll get our oxen supply ready. We've got our hay over there. Well, just a small lapse in concentration and you lose your animals, but we've got so many cows it doesn't really matter. We've got 20 again already here, so we can put another cow over to this new shed, and we'll put another bull over to this new shed, and we're up to 19 here, so we'll put another cow over to this new shed. And we're 18 at our 3rd shed. So in our 4th shed, we're at 8 and counting. And after a while, we'll be able to fill new sheds very, very quickly. And we're at 10 now as well, because more have relocated. Looking fantastic. So is our agriculture. Oh, they've planted a field there in our 4th farm. And as our agriculture and our cows expand, we're expanding our housing over here, and we're just driving forward. See how big we can get it, and see what sort of challenges we have along the way. They're offering live chickens and hemp, and demanding sunflower, dried fish and sallow. What have we got? So we've got some honey. That's been delivered. Let's put it into a market stall if we've got a spare slot. Yeah, there's a spare slot here. Here's our honey. There we go. Give them a treat. Give people a treat. So they're not complaining about lack of food choice, and they're not complaining about anything at all, really. So that's great. Be nice to see a satisfaction rating or something like that. Here's our newest market stand in our new development, where we put down a big arch, and we put the fence right up to it, so you can see this path is going down the middle. We did say that we were going to put down some benches, weren't we? Because people do like to sit down on the benches. We'll make sure that they've got somewhere to rest their weary limbs. And you do hold down that shift button to place multiple benches. Here we go, one outside each house. I'll just rotate that a bit. There we go. And you can see people sitting down already. It'll be interesting to see some sort of rest bar or some sort of effect, because I think you can click on these people and it just says they're having a rest. It doesn't really say anything else. It doesn't say a time limit or anything, but yeah, I'm not too sure how long they need to rest or what it means for them. But I do think that when they've finished a shift at work, then they do go home. Maybe they can just sit on a bench outside. That's just as good. We'll just complete another house. So our builders are getting onto the house construction now. That's these are the buildings in the queue. Actually going to put down another couple of houses, because now that we've increased our farm production, we're going to have more food to be able to support our residents. So we'll put down another few houses and really drive expansion. Just want to see how big we can go. We haven't run out of food so far, but then we haven't had a huge expansion all in one go yet. So we've got probably about 10 more houses there going down. I haven't counted them individually. And let's just build another cowshed here. Just a bit cow obsessed at the moment, but it's looking like we're really on our way to a good expansion. We'll leave a gap in there so the bridge can carry on through and have something out here maybe. Not really sure what yet, but we can see. We've got our cowshed there being built. And we've got lots of stuff here. We've got our hay, and we've got our water, but we haven't got any hay barracks built yet. Are they down here somewhere? Or have I just forgot to put anything in at all? Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like there's just a cowshed and no sort of hay infrastructure. So let's put that down. That's a pretty bad thing to forget, really. And we're going to need it for both cowsheds. So we can just put something down here, I think, in the corner, because we may be able to fit another cowshed on the side. One there, yep, 3. And then let's build some hay barracks. They're in a different tab. Not sure why they're in a different tab to the hay production itself, but I guess it's more of a storage building. And we'll just do we could do a couple in the middle, couldn't we, or just one on the side? Do a couple on the side here. Ooh. Just had the game temporarily crash. Let's go back in it and see if it's saved. So this is potentially another bug in the game. This is why it's in alpha testing mode. It's not a complete game, and I'm hoping we'll just go back to the last autosave, and we'll just see if it then crashes again. And it's this sort of bug that the developer's asking to have reported, and sort of you can send him the saved game on email with the log file, and he can have a look at it and see if there's any way to sort of correct it, or if not for you, for the future, if there is a bug in the game. So we'll just see if it crashes again. Hopefully not. Hopefully that was just a one-off. But we've got our hay infrastructure going in there now, and just look at that. It's getting huge. It'd be good if you could, when you're fully zoomed out like this, you can't quite go at an angle. You can't change the angle. You've got to zoom in and then change the angle like that. but yeah, we're going to get to a point where we can't see the whole of it in one view. Both fields planted here now with wheat. One looks riper than the other. And lots of hay going on now. Could potentially do with a row of houses back here and maybe a market, if that's a thing. If we need people closer to the cow sheds to be employed in there, or they might just be happy walking across the road to the development there. Just see if we've got any fishermen. We've got 3 fishermen. It'd be nice to have more. We've got quite a few people employed in the trades, and our population's going up. We've got 100 people employed. Weaver's workshop, we've got 2, and we've got 2 in the tailor's workshop, and have had for a while, so we must be producing quite a lot of clothing. And 1 in the granary, but no men. We're looking for men that we can put into, well, there you go, 17.5 water, which is a huge amount. We've increased our batch size to 3. We'll just see if we've got any more hides than that. No, I'm not seeing any more hides, but we've been moving cows to new sheds instead of necessarily slaughtering them. So that's great. 2 workers in our pigsty. I wonder if we could free up this male worker, just hire female workers maybe, and put a premium on the workers, because, and on the labourers. We'll put 110% on, because we do not want to be running out of water and food. And actually we're down to 3 water. The well next door is full, so bit of a concern. We've gone from 9 down to 3 on the water supply. It's good we put it up that high in the first place. 10 is the max that we can store water-wise. So food is fine, but water's not ideal. There we go. We've got a labourer there supplying water, and we've got a new worker. So you really have to keep an eye on this this pigsty. I think maybe the developers deliberately made it very difficult to keep the pigs, keep the game interesting. But the cows are easy enough. You just need 1 worker, and as long as you've got a hay supply and a water supply near, they pretty much look after themselves. Let's go on full speed after we've reloaded it. Bumps you back down to half speed. We're harvesting already. Okay, right, let's focus on the harvest and get rid of all the labourers we can from each of the trades. Here we go, you don't need to be in that granary, we'll get rid of you. Forestry, oh dear, there we go, completely forgot we had a ton of men in the forestry. That'll fill up our fishing dock and also give us a few labourers for the farms. And of course we've got 3 farms on the go now. Let's just have 1 worker in that farm. Okay, let's reduce the number of fishermen down to 3. I don't think we need our boat repairer, no. Let's get rid of you. And we'll get rid of our slaughterhouse guy. And we're at 20 cows there, 12 there. So because we don't have our slaughterhouse guy, let's move some cows over to our new shed, just to maintain that supply, that capacity. And then, so we've got 20 there. We've relocated 2, so we've got 18 there now, 18 there now, and we've got 20 here, so let's get to 18 again. And we're at full capacity on the 3 of our shed. That's not wanting to move over. Here we go. There we go. So we'll be on 18 at these 3 cow sheds, and across the river we'll be on possibly nearly 17. So it's just taken 1 year to almost completely fill that new cow shed up, which is fantastic. That's really quick production, and we're building our village very quickly there. We've got new families moving in every day. How are we doing with labourers? We've got a few labourers at that farm, no labourers on that farm, and no labourers on this farm, but they've only got 2 fields. So we're really going to struggle next year when this big farm's up and running, so that's going to be our main challenge. Just want to be building loads and loads of houses, really. How much food have we got if we really expand? So we've got 8 potato, 69 wheat, 5 flour, 32 buckwheat, Yeah, so we've got a fair bit of food. I'm showing 1,000 wood. That's fantastic. Have we built the... Yeah, well, look at our warehouse. We've really built up the resources. And I've just realised we've got a ton of workers in these warehouses. Let's get rid of them. So you need a bit more of an overall management tool, so you don't have to go into every single business. We're maintaining our 3 workers because we're committed to a much higher production rate of construction in our buildings. And we're keeping an eye on our pigsty, and we're back up to 10 water, which is fantastic news. And we've got plenty of food, and you can see here it is taking some of the labourers, and some of the labourers are taken in the market stalls as well. So let's just take the labourer by cart off this market stall. Just keep a couple of market stalls with extra labourers in that resource supply button down here that I keep talking about, because it's so hard to manage the labour population. Fishing boats are nearing the need for repair. So we've got 18 cows in that, 19 there, 19 there, and 19 there. Amazing. So we're going to start needing to slaughter all of those next year, really, or we can just fill up another cowshed. Let me know what you think's best to do. Quite happy on just filling them up, because we can spare 1 worker to run 20 cows. I think the payoff for that's pretty good. We're just going to end up with a whole ton of beef soon. How are we doing with workers? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers at that farm. No workers at that farm. And I mean, well, I'm talking about labourers actually. We've got... Oh look, there we go. The labourers are really filling up there. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. But here, see the labourers at the pigsty? There were 2 there. I'm trying to get a 3rd. We don't need that many labourers, and I'm going to take a risky decision to cut the labour supply off for now, because we do have a good amount of food and water, and just see if that helps them to fill up the farm. Yeah, look, this farm's going really full out, and although you can't split this labour very easily between the other farm, because we've got 1 labourer at this other farm and we've got full labourers at this farm, to make it a bit more even I had the idea of saying, well, let's just, well, for the labourers, let's just hire women, for example. That would free up all the men to then go over to this farm, and you can see them starting to fill up in this farm, because we want a bit more of an even labour supply. We're not really bothered about anyone going over to this farm. The 1 worker there can probably see what they can do with the 1 field there, but it's these 2 farms we're focusing on. We're mid-October, we've got until the end of December to get all the harvest in, to really maximise our yield. And we've got 3 labourers there, which was better than the kind of 1 labourer we had, but still not ideal. The number of labourers has reduced here, but we've said we were only going for women there. Hoping that more men would come over here, but I'm not sure they are, although we've got 3 there. 4, 5, that's good. I think it takes quite a little bit of time as well for the labourers to fill into a farm. So yeah, we've got the labourers really filling up in both farms now. Look at that. Yeah, the first row's full on both farms. That's fantastic. That's exactly what you want. And if there was a way of actually specifying that, and not just saying, oh, let's go into the labour supply and only hire men or women, then I think that would be a lot better. So I'm pretty optimistic for these farms. We've got a pretty good volume of labourers. We're at the end of October, so we've got another full month and a bit to get that harvest in, and we've nearly finished in this first farm. A bit more to go with this second farm, so that will be the worry. Oh look, we've got a cart coming in. Is that a new family coming in to settle? Yeah, it is. Look, they've just moved in here. So we've got a steady flow of people coming in, and if we zoom out, I wonder if they're going into the farm to be labouring. There we go. The family's moved in and they've gone straight into the farm to work. That's a very happy day, that. Keen to earn money. We've had our windmill working flat out, producing flour, and I mean, that's great. We've got so much wheat and we're producing tons of flour. We've got 8.9 flour, and that represents all the flour we've got. Yep, so we're just keeping that in our windmill, and we are selling it through one of our stalls. So here's the flour, and we're only selling 2.85, 3.7 last year, so we're building up our flour, which is a good thing. We could probably build that up and do a trade with it. I want to be trading more and more goods, and just see if we can build up our total supply. Looks like the cows have gone in for the winter. They tend to go in early November. And yeah, really building up the milk there. I wonder if it's just a bit of a struggle to get it transported out, or if maybe we just don't need it. Maybe we're out supplying our markets, so we could always build another market up here. And we've got the option of building granaries where we can store goods, but I don't think there's really any need to store goods in a granary unless you need those goods closer to somewhere. For example, the pigsty, which we've found is incredibly important to keep well, it's fully stocked with workers as you can. Here we go. You can see that their labour supply is no longer needed. There's no question marks with labour. So they're finishing off their harvest. As those labourers disappear, they'll all have gone, and hopefully they're moving over to this farm. Yeah, look, they're getting a big labour supply now. But we're at the end of November, and we're very near winter. So go on, one last effort, one last big effort for this farm. We're just days away. Nine years it's been. Cool. The settlement's been started for 9 years. Look at all these people in the field, collecting the harvest. Another couple of fields to go. I think we'll probably lose a field or two, but we'll see exactly what happens to them as the winter comes in, because there is yes, they've just started harvesting that field. There we go, it's gone. As soon as it goes into December, we lose the field. So we did lose a bit of a harvest there, so we still need to work on a bit of a better way of splitting the labour supply, really. We just finished this farm, but we didn't manage to harvest all the crop from this farm. Let's get rid of the workers from there. Make sure we've got one hired in each. There we go. Oh, still some labourers bringing in. So it's because they'd harvested that crop, but it was still in the field to bring in. And that's, you can do that with wheat. Okay, that's interesting to know. So you don't always lose every crop. So family here needing some help with wealth. Okay, let's go full builders and drive forward construction. Let's go full granary and let's go full on our warehouses. Although maybe we can just get away with a couple of workers. Now we always need to maintain a very close eye on our pigsty. There you go, 3. We'll add labour by hands, and wow, look at all those workers. This is ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about. We've got God knows how many workers there. 20, 15 to 20. Why can't I put a limit and just say, look, let's just have 1 or 2 extra workers, extra labourers, just to help with supply. We don't need 20, because then I could do that in farm season and not worry about them taking all the labourers when the farms need them. Let's make sure we've got someone on it. Everything. Okay, let's go full forestry, and yeah, we don't need our fishing people. What we could do is add someone at the carpentry, someone at the smithy. How much iron have we got? I wonder if we're running out of iron. I'm not showing any, but we've got plenty of nails in stock. And we've got 2.4 iron at the smithy, but I don't think we have anywhere else. So let's send someone out to do a trade. Go on the world map and go to our nearest and dearest neighbour, just in case we need to top up a bit of iron. We've got 6.5 salt and 7.2 lime. So I think we will be wanting to get a bit more salt and lime in. Let's put workers in each of our trades there. So we've got our production up and running with our clothing and everything else. Oh look, traders have arrived. They're demanding flour and textiles, but they're offering... they're offering iron, good. So we'll get 5 iron. Nothing else that we particularly need, although they are offering cows and pigs, but I feel as though our production on cows and pigs is fine for now. Should we see how many bits of pork and beef we're selling? So last year we sold 0.7 pork, 1.85 sallow, 2.94 beef, 3.6 honey. So new families moving into town every day. We've got 107 in our population. Looks like we've finished this bottom row. that we specified we would build. And I think that's probably a nice place to have a little bit of a break in the housing, because we could possibly have some market stands there and a little bit of a square. So let's give them that space down there. We could always do a couple of arches or something that we can have a look at. That'd be interesting to do. We'll just do another row of housing here. So that's a cart coming into our trading post, I think, that we saw just go past. Another house completed. So we've got full builders, so we're really driving through construction. And they should get onto these cowshed net in 3 houses' time. You can see the queue up here. And I'm going to put some more fields here. We need a farm manager, and we need a lot more workers. So come on, houses, get yourselves built. We're driving through a huge expansion now. I'm not playing around anymore. We're just going to really go for it and see how big we can get. Also, we're going to see how much we can produce, and also how much we can trade. Really test the limits of the game. We found the odd bug or two, and the odd bit of well, advised practice, especially with that pig shed. Ooh, yeah, that sort of hay bale's getting in the way of this field, the hay field. Let's not bother with a field there, but we could probably put one in front here. We can always move that. There we go. Okay, so we've got wheat there. We can put buckwheat here. And remember, always put in your crops before you activate the field, otherwise it will activate on the default that's in there, which is normally wheat. And let's do a sunflower there and combine it with a hemp. And then, so we've got a plough, but we've got no oxen because we didn't tick the supply box. Let's increase the amount we're storing there. We'll just do 5 and 5. A few labourers there. We'll go on prioritise gathering. We'll activate our fields. Here we've got something in each of them, and what I'll do is I'll put on a proper crop rotation soon, but that will do us for the coming season. And also I think I'll move one of these hay bales, the hay dryer, so I can get another field in there, so we're on full farm. And quite a big farm there, probably similar sort of size to some of these. That's the biggest one at the end there. So even though we didn't finish gathering all of the material there, what we did gather was from big fields. Give financial help. We're not quite getting the balancing of the economy. Could do with some sort of tool that would help you better. I know you've got this economy sort of thing where you can look at your housing, your rent, your sales, and the salaries you're paying out. I guess you could look year on year. So local sales plus housing rent was 70, 80, about 281, 282, and salaries were paid out as 285. So we're only about 3 off being balanced, but look at all the financial help I gave. So giving out slightly too much salary, or not necessarily getting enough in rent. Let's put up rent by 1 figure and see if that helps. Or maybe that won't help. I don't know what I just did there, but we'll see. Oh, we've started, so we're ploughing these fields. Let's go on full farmers. We're in a new season, and folks, that's a fantastic place to stop. And I'm just gonna keep getting all the workers up though. Let's reduce workers from these industries, and join me next time where we're just going to be driving forward production again. Hopefully get some more cows in this shed, but we're going to be slaughtering a few before then, so we'll get someone in the slaughterhouse for sure. And see you soon.